Mumbai, it's quite cloudy and rainy. So it's really become cooler atmosphere even in the summer of March. So today I'm going to talk about inner peace. Now, I talked about inner peace about Wednesday and we discussed the basic structure of inner peace. So today we are going to talk about what is inner peace, what does it mean, why we lose inner peace, and how to get back that inner peace. See, many of us feel that peace of mind is very important, and we keep on doing all the possible things in order to get inner peace. But inner peace is very important and keep on eluding us. We keep on trying, running after it, but we do not get it because I have experienced it. I have tried to get the training from several masters, but what important for me is the mastery which the my master told me, that is Ramana Maharshi and Paramhansa Yogananda, Guru Paramhansa Yogananda. It's beautiful work they have done, especially our spiritual leaders regarding the inner peace. Now, when we say peace of mind, but spirituality feels that there is no mind at all, and that is the truth. When we keep on running after peace of mind, we are not going to get peace of mind because the mind does not exist according to the spirituality. It's a creation of your intellect, that is your brain, that is your memories and emotions, and everything creates mind is does not exist. That's what I experienced, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, what do you mean by inner peace? Inner peace means you must have seen that whatever is happening around you will keep on happening because it's nature, it's life. Life is going to be non-dual, that is, it's going to be up, it is going to be down. Someday it's you are going to feel happy, someday you are going to feel jubilant, and someday there might not be, life might not be good. So, in all these ups and downs of life, and take my word, friends, that whoever's life is there, it's not perfect. If people are showing that they are perfect, it's really fake, it's really not true. So, what I feel, that inner peace is something where which will help you to hold your ground, it will help you to hold your peace throughout this up and down, and that is very important. And that when you have that inner peace, you are no longer like a leaf being taken away by the wind. That means many times what happens, if your child is watching television continuously or playing mobile game continuously, you feel angry, you feel like shouting, and that anger encompasses your whole body. Sometimes that anger might be towards your spouse, towards your colleagues, towards your maid, towards your driver. It can be with anyone. That anger can spoil our life, that frustration can spoil our life. The failures, mistakes, and whatever happen can spoil our mental peace. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Like, what is mental peace? Mental peace is something which is there in the heart. It is not going to be, you are not going to get that mental peace because of some other thing or with someone else. It is going to be in your heart, and for that you need only three things. That is, first, you need your own body. Second, it you require the capacity to think, that is your brain, intellect. And third, you require your heart. Mental peace or the peace in life does not happen with intellect. It happens only through your heart. You can see all the spiritual working and other things. They say there are three pragyas. That is Shruta Pragya, that is we listen to a lot of things. Second is Chintan Pragya. When we listen, we start thinking about it. Okay, this Robin Sharma says get up at 5 p.m. Whether it is possible to get up, I must get up at 5 p.m. And then there is a Bhavana Pragya, that is actual experience. Whatever you have listened, whatever you have intellectualized, whether it is actually happening in your heart, and that heart decides whether to accept it or not to accept it. And that is called Bhavana Pradya. And we are going to talk about inner peace through Bhavana Pragya, how to make it as a part of your experience. So, the first thing is what happens when we do not have inner peace. When we do not have that inner peace, first of all, it affects our relations. That means you are angry with whoever is around you. You are frustrated with spouse, children, with in-laws, with parents, with colleagues, with boss, with whoever is there. It affects our relations. That's what I experience. Then second, when you do not have inner peace, okay, it affects our capacity to create. That means if we have to cook a dinner or something, we will feel lazy and we will not do that work, and we will indulge in an activity which is very passive, that we don't have to do anything, watching Netflix or talking with the friend, or something else, where we don't have to actively participate or do not work on the individual. So Netflix is very interesting because something else is happening in front of us, and we just have to sit and we don't have to do anything. So when you lack mental peace, friend, or peace in life, friends, you will indulge in something which is passive. You will not do something which is active, that is projects, creativity, fantastic lunch or dinner or whatever. Creativity will not happen, and it will hamper probably your business career, and naturally it leads to financial problems. So, or lack of career growth or stagnancy in life. That's what happens when you do not have that inner peace. You need to have that inner peace. Then the third thing I realized, that when we do not have inner peace, we start affecting our emotions. That means first it affects our relations, then it affects our creativity or career growth or doing something new, and third it affects our emotions. That means we are continuously either worried or stressed. That means we lose the capacity of believing in our own power. That is, we are continuously worried. That is, for example, if you are driving, you will start worrying about whether everything will be fine, whether there will be traffic. If there is a traffic, you will feel irritated, you will feel stressed. See, traffic is something which we cannot avoid, but still we feel irritated and stressed. That shows that we are lacking inner peace. That means this is very, very important in our life. So, what happens when you have inner peace? When you have inner peace, friends, you will not be stressed. You will be like, even if there is a traffic jam around you, you will sit quietly, you will listen to your favorite music, you will utilize that time talking with your friend or your spouse or your girlfriend. You will start using that time, and once the jam is cleared, you will start driving. It will not affect your peace in your life. That means you must have heard about several stories of Buddhas and Mahavirs and all the gurus, that they, and you must have seen, when you look at them, you feel they are peaceful, and it is absolutely possible. It's a process, friend. It is not going to be, we are not going to be reaching to the goal at one go, but the process itself, see, the process and the road on which we travel to reach to that ultimate peace in life itself is so beautiful that we might not reach to the destination, but walking on that path, a journey or the one step towards that peace in life itself create changes. And that's what they have said. I believe in spirituality, I believe in soul. Naturally, I believe that soul is going to carry all the impression of this birth into your next birth. So naturally, why not do everything perfectly? Why not create the peace in this at the soul's level, so that when we are reborn or when we die with total peace in our life? And don't even think that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. So what to do, how to get that peace in your life? The first thing which I really believed is self compassion, friend. That means self compassion is so important. That means, first of all, we need to accept ourselves as we are. I'll tell you from my experience. That means I was 27 kgs heavier, but I used to hate my body. I used to feel that it is not perfect and other things. The moment I accepted my body as it is without comparing it to a famous actresses or the someone divinely gifted, I started feeling much better about myself, the way I am. And the moment I accepted the way I am, my weight started reducing, and it became much more easier. So when we start accepting ourselves as we are, and that is called true surrendering to the God's wishes, because we are not the doer. The moment we accept, yes, the weight, the body structure, or the diseases you have, or whatever you are, it is supposed to happen. And from here, we have to take that positive step so that we move ahead towards inner peace. And that step is very, very important. So that's what I feel, that we need to be aware about it. So, how and why it happens? It happens because of our soul. Soul is the king. However, you rational mind you feel, soul is the king, and the body and the mind is ruled by soul. Now, when we start allowing our body and mind to rule our soul, it becomes a difficult task. Life starts getting away from the inner peace, because there is a peace in your inner being. That's what, the moment you start exploring yourself, take control of your life in your hand, life becomes much more easier. The first thing is emotions. We need to acknowledge our real emotions through self compassion. That means if you are feeling angry, you have to be aware that you are angry about your boss or about your colleague. You have to start acknowledging the emotions. The moment we acknowledge the emotions, life becomes much more easier. Then the second thing, now why we do not acknowledge our original emotions? Because we are fearful, because we are conditioned, because we feel that this is the way we have to be, and we start denying our original emotions, and that creates fragments. And when you have fragments in your personality, life will be difficult, because what soul feels, you have to be aware about your soul's calling, soul's feeling, what souls want. That is our inner voice. You have to start honoring your inner voice through self compassion. By being compassionate, when you are, oh, it's all right. You must have heard that famous dialogue, all is well. You have to keep on telling your heart, all is well. Whatever is happening was meant to happen that way. It is God's wish, and that is real prayer. And when you get yourself to that particular position, life becomes much more easier. Then the second thing, once you get in yourself into that self-compassion mode, then we have to work on our thoughts, because our thoughts create our reality. That's what they say. Whatever you think is going to turn into reality. But even though we feel that we are going to think this way, that okay, affirmation and all those things, it will not happen, because only 10% of our thoughts are coming out of our conscious mind, and 90% of our thoughts are coming from our unconscious or subconscious mind. And subconscious mind runs with its own script. It does not have our intellect. However, we think, okay, we are powerful, we are going to act confident, we are going to do these things. Many times we are not able to do it because of our subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is all sum total of your conditioning right from the childhood till today. And according to my experience, it includes intragenerational pains also. That means through your DNA, you carry all those things in your this birth. So we need to let go of whatever the conditioning we had, as well as that intragenerational conditioning which we had through different practices like yogic breathing, etc., which I'm going to talk about. So you have to work on your subconscious mind through all these different things which I'm going to talk in my webinar. Then the third thing is sense perception. See what happens. We have got ears, eyes, nose, mouth, heart, and all those sense perception, skin, and through that, our sex organs. So, through that, we start taking the data. We start taking the data from each and every one, and we start processing it from the conditioning which we had over the years. So, when you start letting go, all those things affect you. Many times you probably are not trained, and we need to retrain, relearn life through conditioning, and that is very important, friend. We need to let go of all the conditioning, and that is called ego. What is ego? Every child is born as a soul, and when we are told what we are, and sometimes we believe, and that is called ego. And when ego starts ruling our life, it takes us away from our soul. It takes us away from our soul. and it did. Everyone has worked on a very large scale. They have throughout the centuries, through spiritualities as well as psychologists have worked that ego is the real culprit. Ego is your enemy. And you must have heard about enlightenment or self realization, which results in actual peace. And that is the ego work I'm going to talk about in my webinar on probably on 28th April. So I want you to join my webinar where I will be talking about it. So when you become self compassionate towards whatever life you have, you put yourself at ease by surrendering to the God's wish and saying that you are not the doer. Okay, and once you are comfortable, then you have to start realizing your original emotions. What are your original emotions? And then you have to unify those emotions. Instead of feeling angry, yes, I am feeling angry. Frustrated, I am feeling frustrated about this and about this matter. So handling your original emotions and expressing it's through civilized manner, it's very important. Then you have to work on your subconscious mind through yogic breathing and through various practices, and then we have to reach to the perfection. Before death, we have to see that when we die, when our last day comes, we are peaceful, we are free of worries, ill health, because that's what Krishna has told in Gita. Yeah, karma yoga. That means you have to be perfect in whatever work you have to do. It will be your relations, it will be your karma, that is, whatever the source of earning money, whatever it is, you have to be perfect. And that's what Patanjali Yoga Sutra talks about. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Prana, and all those things through which you start controlling your sense perception. And you no longer allow whoever is around you to control your life. You take back the control in your hand. So, your child watching internet continuously will not affect you, will not anger you. It will feel, you will feel sorry about your child, and you will start finding out what is the reason why he is watching internet continuously. You will find out, and you will deal with your child with compassion, my friend, when there is inner peace without anger. And when you give compassion to your child, you will get compassion from your child, and you will solve that problem without any effect. And that's what inner peace does. Problems will be there, but when inner peace is there, your brain is free of stress and anxiety and will help you to get out of those life troubles. In webinar, which I'm going to conduct in April, I am going to do this technique. See, writing 20 minutes, 25 or 5 minutes more I have taken. So in this 20 minutes, it's not possible for me to do all those exercises. So join my webinar, which I'm going to conduct in April, about inner peace. See you all there. Have a wonderful Sunday and the week. See you all. Thank you.